Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. And can you believe that June is over? I mean, we are fully into summer. It's going by really fast. It's going by really fast. I hope that you guys are having a great summer so far. Let me know in the comments whether you are or aren't. For me, it definitely has been a really nice summer. I'm feeling that sunshine and those vibes, and I'm just getting a lot of energy from it, which has been great. So, you know, June Favorites is the video where I get to share all of the skincare and beauty products that have been making a big impression on me this month. So without further ado, let's just get right into those favorites. So give the video a big thumbs up, play my intro, and let's get started. So first up is Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. It's particularly a June favorite for me. I really like this product, but I really liked it this month because, as I mentioned in a couple of videos ago, I have been sort of like re-upping my fitness journey, I guess. I mean, that's kind of a fancy way to say I stopped working out and now I started working out again. That kind of lifestyle change, because it really has been for me. I mean, it meant like reorganizing my days, making the time, doing laundry more, right? But it also has meant a change in my skin. Lots more sweating because it's hot and humid. I picked the greatest time of year to just start sweating it out, right? Really hot and humid, lots of sweat pouring off of my face. And that means that I'm a lot more prone to congestion, to some breakouts. Definitely, I have seen the clogged pores coming back with a vengeance. So definitely seeing some more congestion on my skin. Now, my normal exfoliation routine is just to use my Curology prescription 3 nights a week. That's tretinoin, niacinamide, and azelaic acid. So with those 3 ingredients, that's a very potent prescription, 3 nights a week. My skin, it's perfect. If you're new here, because I know I always say this, but just in case you're new here, I have sensitive skin, and I have learned throughout the years that my skin's tolerance level for chemical exfoliation is pretty low. Like, it's very low. So I've found my groove with that Curology, but I will say with really becoming like that fit person, you know, that fit lifestyle, yeah, I've noticed that maybe I do need to add just a little something more, just a little extra oomph into my routine just to help with the uptick in congestion. I've been playing around with lots of different products, and some I've had really good results with, some I've had really bad results with, like it's been too much. But this one from Paula's Choice, this BHA exfoliant, this was really the standout wow product that made the biggest difference in my skin. So 2% of salicylic acid, that's the BHA. Now, you know that exfoliates inside of your pore. That makes it very effective for what I'm suffering with, which is clogged pores, congestion. And sometimes those clogged pores will turn into like a full-on pimple. So this is really the right ingredient for what I'm dealing with right now. And I love the flexibility of this product. I love the liquid exfoliant because, you know, this is something I put on at the beginning of my skincare routine. I just put a little bit on a reusable cotton pad and just swipe it onto my face. So anyways, it's a liquid texture. It doesn't really have like hydration. It doesn't have moisture. It just feels kind of like water, I guess, on the skin. It absorbs immediately. There's no weight to this. So it's just like, it's very foolproof. Like, you can add this into any kind of skincare routine, and I really think that it would work beautifully, at least from the texture standpoint and the application standpoint. But whoa, the results. I mean, I'm not even using this that frequently, 1 to 2 times a week maximum. And I have noticed a decrease in the texture on my forehead. I was just like, wow. And it came really fast. And this is gentle. You know, I was really afraid with all that tretinoin that I use. I mean, that's really pushing my skin to the low limit that I already have, right? That's already pushing my skin as it is. Adding something else, I'm always afraid of adding something else in, but it just really felt like that's what I needed to do to kind of get on top of this congestion issue. And this was the perfect type of product to add into that routine. It's gentle, it's effective, it works fast, so I don't have to keep reapplying this and potentially, you know, upping my chances of irritation with every application. This worked very fast. Now, if you're like, I'm really into this, but like, is it really like only 2 times a week, you could probably use it more. It's a very gentle formula. And they even recommend using it like daily or once, you know, every other day or something. You can play around with this. Like I said at the beginning, everybody's like tolerance levels for chemical exfoliation is very unique. It's very different, and there's lots of factors that go into that. So, you know, my tolerance level may not indicate yours. I just want to kind of be very clear about that. This is a very gentle product, but it just works. So that's why it had to be a June favorite, because not only is it great and effective, but it solved the problem I was having with my skin this month, and I just feel like I'm in a much better place because I have this little booster on my hands. So next up is the sunscreen segment. Yeah, because I actually have 2 to share with you this month. I mean, 'tis the season, right? I actually did a dedicated sunscreen video this month featuring American drugstore sunscreens. A little bit different for me. I went down to Walgreens and Target and picked up some fragrance-free, essential oil-free, drying alcohol-free sunscreens. So if you guys didn't check that video out, definitely do if you're interested in learning about some potentially good options at the drugstore. And one of those good options is a June favorite. It's the Bondi Sands sunscreen spray. So why is this a June favorite? There's actually a couple of reasons, but the biggest one is body sunscreen. Yeah, it's body sunscreen season where I live, because like 9 months out of the year, I pretty much forget about body sunscreen. Not that like I forgot to put it on, but like I don't think about it because I don't need it. We're all covered up. You know what I mean? Jackets most of the year. 4 seasons, man, you know? I mean, that's definitely a bonus. You don't have to be so diligent about body sunscreen because your clothes are doing the work for you there. But come summertime, you know, we get this gorgeous, hot, humid, high UV summer, and then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta kick my sunscreen game into gear. I gotta level this up a little bit, bringing out the hats, bringing out the body sunscreen, right? So I'm always on the hunt for something that doesn't make me feel like Barbie. And when I say Barbie, I mean like shiny, greasy, plasticky, right? Like rubbery feeling skin from your gross, greasy sunscreen. I don't know, that's just been my experience with like dedicated body sunscreens. They just make me feel like I need to take a shower immediately. I just like, ugh, I don't like it. And it just never, that feeling never goes away. And yeah, it's just, it's no good. So that's where this comes in, because this has been my go-to body sunscreen this month. I have been very pleasantly surprised by this. For me, it's a couple of things. So this is SPF 50 and it's a chemical sunscreen. So there's no white cast here. I don't want to have ashy looking limbs. No good. So this is a mist, but it actually comes out as a foam. And that is the real winner here. See, because you're not getting all that extra sunscreen like all over your house. You're just getting the foam onto your skin. You rub it in, it absorbs really quickly, it dries really quickly, and winner chicken dinner. This is not greasy. This does not give you Barbie limbs. This absorbs really good. It does not feel greasy and sticky. It's not like gonna leave weird marks on your furniture or in your car, you know, grease marks, right? So I was so floored by the texture of this. I wasn't expecting to like this. I wasn't even gonna buy this because I was like, I hate mist sunscreens. I was like, but it might be nice to test out a body sunscreen, whether it works out or not. It's great for the channel, right? It's great to let you guys know what I think. And I actually really like this. So I've been reaching for this so much because, like I said, I don't think about body sunscreen that much. So now that I'm like in hyper sunscreen gear, it's like, oh yeah, body sunscreen. I don't have that much time to apply like a lotion type, but the spray kind goes on a lot faster. This just makes getting out the door easy. This just makes putting on body sunscreen effortless. I just find body sunscreen is just more work. I don't know why, it just is. And so this makes it a lot easier, and it's, I mean, it's pretty affordable. I think I paid about $11 for this one, and I'm like really consistently wearing body sunscreens. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be a June favorite when it like makes you better at your sunscreen game. The next sunscreen that I want to talk about is the Neutrogena Clear Face Breakout Free Oil Free Sunscreen. What a name. What a name and what a claim. Breakout free. Those are some big claims to put right in the name of your product, but I digress. I mean, all kinds of things can cause breakouts. So this is a chemical sunscreen. It uses 4 different UV filters. The one that I have here is SPF 50, but they do also have an SPF 30 version of this one. And yeah, I gave this one a whirl. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but you know, this has actually become something I've been gravitating towards a lot, especially during the hot weather. And I think for me, it's twofold. It's the texture and it's the water resistance of this. Because when it's hot, when it's humid, and I also mentioned too, you know, I've been working out a lot more, which means more sweat. I'm just sweating. I'm melting all the time. It's been really hot this summer so far. And yeah, you will definitely start to break a sweat just going outside in the humidity. And that means I need to be a little bit more diligent about my sunscreen and really picking something that can stand up to the sweat. Because you may or may not know, but like if you are sweating, you are actually breaking down your sunscreen film. And if you're breaking down that film, that means it's not protecting you effectively. Whether you just applied it, it's only been 20 minutes, it doesn't matter. If you sweat, you are most likely interrupting that protection on your skin. So if you're going to be in that type of situation where you're going to be sweating or swimming or being around water, you want to choose your sunscreen accordingly. And so I've really been embracing this concept because my Asian beauty sunscreens, like I said, you know, with the body sunscreen, 9-10 months out of the year, they're perfect. But this very specific time where I live, we just have to be a little bit more careful. And I don't want to sit here applying and reapplying and reapply. I don't want to apply a million times just because I sweat through my sunscreen. So I've definitely been gravitating towards more water resistant sunscreens for summertime. And that's why I've been liking this, because it stays on your face. It's got that resistance to the sweat. It's not just like running down into your eyes right away because you just sweat your sunscreen into your eyes. Oh, that's the worst. So the texture is creamy, but it really spreads nicely across the skin. It's got great absorbency and it feels light on the skin. It just doesn't have that grease factor. It just doesn't have that heavy feel on the skin. You know, it just has a really pleasant texture to it, and it's got a very quick dry time to it, which I really appreciate, because sometimes in the morning you just gotta go and you need that sunscreen to just absorb. And this is a great one that absorbs really quickly onto the skin. Now it is a chemical sunscreen, but I noticed a white cast. It's super faint, and I'm being super picky, but it's my job, right? And that's what you guys appreciate about my reviews. So there's definitely a little bit here. It's not like a mineral sunscreen at all, but just be aware, it definitely can start to show up on your skin just a little bit. But even so, I don't mind it because it's comfortable, it's breathable, it's not making my skin feel irritated or tight or dried out. It is not feeling heavy or greasy. I can tell that it's sticking around on my skin. I can tell that it's a little heavier duty in performance than some of my everyday sunscreens. And that's what I want for these like intense hot summer days. This is not what I'll wear year round, but for a little bit more active sunscreen, a little bit more like sweating sunscreen, this has definitely been fitting the bill. And like, I was pretty shocked, you know, to find something like this at the drugstore. Definitely really enjoying this one. Next up is the Iunik Black Snail Restore Cream. And I've been sleeping on this cult classic too. This is a really affordable K-beauty gem. And everything I've heard about this, because like I said, it is very popular. There's a lot of rave reviews about this one. Definitely cult classic. Everything I've heard about this is true. This is really good. For me, what I really like about this is the texture. You know, I'm a texture queen. I love that experience with my skincare. But this texture it's fun, it's entertaining, but it makes my skin feel so good. All right, so there's a high amount of Snail in here, and if you're like a Snail head, you know that stringy kind of texture. I'm always looking for it in Snail products, and it's here. It's like true mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese experience for your skin. That's the entertainment value right there. I don't know. I get a little kick out of that. I'm not really big on packaging or anything, but if I can get just a little bit of something different from a texture, I really enjoy it. But don't let that stringiness like lead you into thinking this is sticky or tacky. It's not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the best of both worlds. It's hydrating and moisturizing. You know I love when those two things come together in a moisturizer, especially. Like plump skin city, bouncy skin central. Love this feeling. It's exactly what my skin craves. I want both. And to get them both in a moisturizer and to have that executed like in a way that feels pleasing on the skin, I don't know. I just think it's something special. So you get that plumping, you get that hydration, but then you also get the nourishment, you get the moisture. It's not greasy, it's not oily, it's not even rich. It just balances your skin. I mean, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love the Iunik ceramide cream, and I love CeraVe moisturizing cream. This is creeping into that territory. They share a lot of similarities. They're both medium weight creams. They're all creams that have really good absorbency, that don't leave like a film or a finish on top of your skin. They just absorb right down and do their moisturizing inside of the skin. And they have good occlusivity without sealing your skin off, without overwhelming your skin. It's just like medium occlusivity. It's just the right amount to fight dehydration. This cream has it. You know what I mean? Like this is a real wow cream. Now, you know, with all this heat and humidity, you may think that I've been more into my gel moisturizers or just lighter textures with my moisturizers, but I will say I have been reaching for this so much this month. And I think it's a couple of things, but definitely for me, I've just realized, you know, with that tretinoin use, you just want more moisture. You just do, you know, your skin just feels a little bit better with a little bit of moisture. But when it comes to summertime and a little bit more oil, a little bit more sweating, you got to do that moisture in a smart layer. At least that's kind of what I found that works for me. I can't go too nourishing, I can't go too heavy, but if I can just get that right sort of magical texture, I can do a more medium weight cream. And this is a magical, you know, type of cream. I think what it is for me particularly, it's the Snail in here, because you know that Snail is a really good humectant. It really, really hydrates the skin, really plumps it up, but it also kind of like brings some hydration into your skin too, kind of like hyaluronic acid. It just really, really gets in there. It's really great for dehydrated skin. But it also does have that balancing element to it. It does have that little slip of moisture. It's just not a greasy moisture. It just balances your skin. There's a high amount of Snail in here, and I think that that's the secret to this cream texture. The Snail brings the balance. It brings the hydration, but it doesn't bring greasy richness. So my skin just accepts it. It just absorbs it, and it says, thank you for this wonderful balancing moisture, and thanks for not overwhelming me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that roundup of all my favorite products from June. It just makes me really happy to be able to talk about the things that I like. I like that I have this platform because, you know, otherwise I just bother my family and friends about all my skincare like obsessions, and they're just like, what? So I love that we can share this obsession together. It makes me really happy. Something else that makes me really happy this month is I finally launched my podcast. Yes! If you missed the announcement, I do have a podcast. It's called The Journey, a Self-Care Podcast. And I am just so happy that it is finally out there and in your ears, because this is really a passion project of mine, definitely, but it's very different than what I do here on YouTube. So I wasn't exactly sure what you guys were gonna think of it. You know, like I'm the skincare girl on YouTube. So if I talk about anything else, I always just feel like, how are people going to respond to that? Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna listen? I don't know. But so far the response has been really good. We had a really great launch. Thank you to everybody who supported and listened. It made me feel really happy and good to know that, you know, this idea, this real gut instinct that I just like had this burning desire to share this podcast with you. I'm just so happy that there's somebody on the other side really receiving that and that it's helping you. Your responses have been fantastic, and thank you so much for sharing them, because like I said before, how else will I know, you know what I mean, what you guys think about it. So this podcast is, like I said, it's different than what I do here on YouTube. It's a self-care podcast, but we're going beyond the skincare products. We're really diving into deep mental, physical, emotional, spiritual self-care, holistic self-care, all the things that really fill up your cup and really fuel you on your journey to becoming like a little bit of a better version of yourself every single day. So it's definitely motivational, it's inspirational, it's all about personal development. And I'm gonna be sharing my stories. We're gonna be going a little bit deeper. I'm really gonna be able to share a lot of my insights and my life lessons, things that I've learned, you know, my wins in life, but also my failures in life. The very first episode is about, you know, when I failed at something twice. The same thing, 2 times I failed.
I just still thought of it as a failure. It was actually the best thing that happened to me because I didn't even realize how much that toxicity was wearing on my mental health. But yet accepting what I was still labeling as a failure was really hard for me.
I also have an episode with James Welsh. I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of different content creators about their journeys, about their life lessons, and really kind of gaining those little nuggets of wisdom from their experiences. And you're going to love this one with James because he really talks about how he really had to follow his passion, the things that really lit him up inside in order to find success. He had to break out of the box other people were putting him in.
Did you feel kind of boxed in when you first began? Like,
100%.
This is the only thing I can talk about?
Yeah, it's weird. I've not really talked about this that much actually, but again, as tacky and cheesy as it sounds, when you are talking about something you love, people can see that and they can see your genuine, like, what's the word? How genuine you are about the topic. And I think that's why I never really found success at ASOS or doing what I was doing when I first moved onto YouTube, because it wasn't me at all. And I think people could see through that very clearly.
I'm really excited that it's out there. I'm really excited that you guys are listening, and yeah, I can't wait to see where this project goes, but I'm just so grateful that it's out there, and definitely one of my favorite things that happened in June. So I hope you guys are healthy, happy, safe wherever you are in the world. I cannot wait for you to go out and conquer this day, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'll see you later. Bye.